You always only say the positive things about you. Okay, I was asked by Barbara to come and give a talk at the Gold program, and she asked me to talk about a simple topic. Things actually her title says from intern to CEO, because she told me that many of the people who are here have just left the university, have just begun working, and they're always looking like, if I've just joined an organization, what do I need to do to move from more or less like an intern I've just joined to getting all the way to the top? Why is it when you see some companies, you get in, somebody has been there 15 years, is in the same position. Somebody else has come and 3 years later you see he's getting a new car, he's getting the promotion, he's getting the big offices, he's doing all the trouble, while other people seem to be stagnant. So the purpose of this talk really is to give you those small insights in what you need to do in order to stand out in your organization and be able to say, when we check 2-3 years from now, you are among the people on first track, as opposed to the ones who somebody comes after you and keeps getting promoted ahead of you. So, I think the first thing everybody needs is you need to have a pen and paper. Because sometimes if you're not writing some of these things, I've found from experience. So it would be a good idea, whoever doesn't have a notepad or somewhere to write, maybe you can get a few sheets from your neighbor. When people write down something in their own handwriting, they always remember it better than if it's just given to them as the text where it is. So does everybody have somewhere to write? So it's not that you have to quote what I'm saying. They're just 3 basic steps that you have to take to get any goal which you want in life. If you follow these 3, you can stop at this point. You don't even need to sit for the rest of the talk. You can actually walk out. If you're sure you can do these 3, that's all you need. The first thing you need to do is write down your goal specifically. That is, actually write it down. Not I'm thinking about it, not I hope to get it, not, but actually write it down. The second is make an exact plan of how you intend to achieve that goal. So write down the goal, make an exact plan, and the third, and the most important, and this is where most people fail, work on your plan every single day. Meaning, even if it's one tiny step, every day, do something towards that goal. Every day, do something towards that goal. If you follow these 3 steps, whether your goal is saying, you know what, I want to be an engineer by the time I'm 30, you will find a way to get there. Because you said, this is my goal. You'll find every day you're going back to your community, you're doing something, you're getting to meet new people. Whatever goal you're aiming at, I want to be the head of the company by this time. So you will start doing, if every day you do one small step towards that goal, you're guaranteed you will get there. And like I said, the third part is the one where most people fail. If you can undertake to do those 3, I can fold up here, you don't need to hear anything from me. That's all you need. Really, that's the most important. Write down the goal, have a clear plan, and take steps. Now, I'm going to move to the other side. When you join an organization, how many of you people are running businesses? How many are employers? How many of you people employ anybody? Okay, most of them are employees. Okay, we've got an employer, we've got an employee. Now, since most of you are on the other side, I'm going to give you the look of somebody who's on the employer side. What an employer looks for when you come into their office. If you know what they're looking for, it becomes much easier to position yourself to fit that. So every single company you join, every employer looks for really 2 things at the time when you join. 2 things. One is enthusiasm, and I'll explain what that means. And the second is ability to actually do the work. So what do I mean by enthusiasm? When you join an organization, let me give an example. If you come into us and you've joined as a lawyer, obviously we know you've come from law school, you've been in an academic environment, you don't know what is actually required in the real world. So we don't expect you to know everything. But what we expect is that somebody has to be enthusiastic, meaning they have to be willing to learn, they have to be willing to work, and they always have to give feedback. The person who doesn't, I will leave when I don't know. So even an employer, when you come in and you tell people, the one who steps up for work, the one who speaks out, the one who shows that they actually like their job, that is the person the employer will notice. So that's why I say enthusiasm. Are you willing to learn? Are you showing that? Then ability, obviously. You have to be able to do the work. which you're looking for. And that really means, are you willing to learn from your mistakes? And are you constantly improving? Those are the 2 points somebody looks for. They always want somebody who, if I tell him to do X, he makes a mistake, I show him, I correct him by the 3rd time, I know what it is I've talked about. The first and most important thing in this is self-belief. In short, you have to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, do you think anybody else will? If I come here and I tell you, how many of you people are sure that they're going to be successful in life? If you can't put up your hand, why should I believe you will be? If I come and I tell you, you know what, today is what? When? June 24th. That if I came in June 24th next year, how many people will tell me that, you know what, I guarantee you June 24th when you come, I'll have bought my first or second car? Exactly. She's put up her hand. That's somebody who believes in herself. You see, the point I'm saying is, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody will. It is not your employer's job to believe you can do the work. It is your job to prove to him. Now, the only way you can prove it is by you yourself believing you can actually do it. There's a famous poem by a lady called Marianne Williamson called Our Deepest Fear. Has anybody read it? You read it? Okay, so let me take a second and ask him to come up since he has read it. I want you to read this out loud for everybody. I made a copy of it so that if you keep nothing on your wall, make a copy of this. Wherever you're staying, whether it's a rented house, whether it's your small office, have that on your wall and read that every morning.
Our deepest fear. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are we not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And when we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Marianne Wilson.
Thank you very much. So, what am I saying? Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. What does this mean? If you enter a room, the first day you enter class, whether it's S1, P1, campus, whether you're 50, 500 in a class, somebody had to come first. How many of you told yourselves, why shouldn't it be me? What good reason is there for somebody else to be the best in the class other than you? Unless you say, you know what, I don't want to put up my hand because people will look at me.